Hey, Facebook Live people, how you guys doing? I just want to say hi. It's day 13 of my 31-day challenge. This is Martin Lopez. I just want to thank you for, participating and listening to the last 12 days. And so today's day 13. We're still in chapter 1, and we'll probably move quicker through the chapters, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best. There's a lot to talk about. So curiosity theory, it's really hard to see it with that so much light. Let me see if I put it back here. My book is called The Curiosity Theory. There it is backwards. It is about 11:09 on Tuesday night. I got to be up tomorrow morning at 5:30. So let's jump into this and get it. So part of the book that we're at in is we just finished where you open up the doors to curiosity, how curiosity opens the doors to a conversation. So what I found out after I started to explore curiosity is I needed to find a way to practice curiosity, to explore my theory. I needed a way to, like I said, practice curiosity. I needed to make it happen on command. I needed to override my own reptilian responses, so my own fight, flight, or freeze response. And I need to understand more about why curiosity is so powerful and how do I approach it in delicate situations. So I began to explore my own mindfulness during conflict or near conflict. So if I was in a conflict or I saw a conflict, I wanted to see, where's my thinking? What is on my mind? How am I approaching it? How does this occur for me? And just to, be the observer of the conflict. Like I said, first I wanted to observe my own behavior, how I was acting, what I was doing, and then observe others' behaviors and see what they were doing and how they were, managing and navigating through conflict. I was interested in what leads to conflict, what diffuses conflict, and how can I circumvent conflict. So what causes conflict, what gets us out of conflict, and how can I just completely circumvent it? How can I do something so that we don't fall into the conflict? And through a long process of trial and error, I developed a practice that I call the curiosity theory. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So the first part, I needed a way to find, to explore conflict. Well, like I told you guys, if you guys know who I am, my name is Martin Lopez. I've been in the real estate business for over 30 years. For the last 18 years, I've been a loan officer, went through that crazy credit crunch. And almost every day in this business, this real estate business, we deal with conflict. There's lots of situations. You have lots of different people that are involved. Buyers, sellers, agents, escrow, title, mortgage people, myself, my team, the funders, the doctors, the QC, everybody. There's a lot of people involved in a transaction and a lot of opportunity for conflict. So what happens sometimes is you'll find somebody on the team or somebody connected to us is having a conflict with somebody, and so that stops everything. So what I needed to do is find ways to practice it. So I was looking out for conflict, looking out for situations where I could stick my nose in, and that's kind of what I was trying to do and try to see if applying curiosity to these situations, if it made a difference. And it absolutely did. It made a difference every single time. If I had an agent that was in a transaction that was having a tough time, I'd explore the conversation, being curious about what's going on, what are you feeling, try to understand more about what they're going through. And it was delicate. It was delicate because those situations we're dealing with people's finances, we're dealing with people selling houses, people moving. That's a fundamental thing, what they call food, shelter, and clothing. We're dealing with the shelter of people, so where they live. So it's a big, big thing. People, they don't get, people get nervous when they're buying a house, and people get nervous when they're selling a house because that's where they've lived. So lots of situations. And then real estate agents, it's how they make their money. So they're looking at their commission and having to deal with that and fight for their money. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes on. So there's lots of opportunities. So I saw a lot of opportunities in real estate to work through conflict. Like I said, the other thing is I began to explore my own mindfulness. So I was really interested in how what the situation that was developing, how it was for me, how my battery's dying here again. I think I'll be okay. So how the situation occurred for me. So what I was going through. And what I was looking for is 4 different things. I was looking for, first, what I was observing. So what I saw happening and the meaning I was making it, that I was creating, and the facts. I wanted to separate the meaning from facts. That was really important. The second part was the need of the different parties. My need might have been to have the transaction close. Maybe somebody was feeling that somebody was talking to them in a way that wasn't respectful, so they had a need for respect. Maybe somebody just needed to be heard, or for somebody to listen to them. So to seek out to find out what they need, and then what the feeling is attached to that need, like upset, anger, frustration, all those different kinds of things, depression, whatever need was connected to that. And then what was the action that was caused out of the stories, the feelings, the needs, and so that's what I was observing. And I was observing how I was creating something and how other people were creating something. And that is where I saw what led to conflict. Like, that is where I was able to dissect and be able to really investigate what the leading cause of the conflict was, and be able to isolate that. And then knowing that, and then being able to say that, like to be able to acknowledge to somebody, I can see that you're a little frustrated because maybe you're not feeling respected. When I was able to acknowledge that, I found that diffused conflict immediately. And then what I would notice is that there were certain traits that people had, certain emotions that they had around conflict, and certain needs that they had around conflict. And if you could acknowledge those needs and feelings, it seemed to circumvent the conflict. You could see things happening. You could see something coming down the road because you can see that someone's starting to feel disrespected, or someone's not feeling safe, or someone is not being heard. And you could start to see that happening, and you could start to see it because the barometer of that would be the emotions. So you can see their emotions changing, and then that would lead to that could easily lead to the need that is not being met, or that is being met. And through that long process of trial and error, I came up with something I call the curiosity theory. And that is what we're going to talk about tonight. That is all we're going to talk about tonight. The other thing we're going to talk about tomorrow, I want to share with you, is we're going to get into something we call empathic listening. So it's the way that we want to start listening to others. So stay tuned for tomorrow, and we're going to start getting into like how to listen and what the different ways of listening are that can free us and change a tough situation to an incredibly loving situation. Okay, so thanks a lot for hanging in with me. I'm exhausted. I got not a whole lot of energy. I'm going to do a couple things and crash out tonight, but I really appreciate you guys listening up and checking out the curiosity theory. And I got a link to hook up with me on Twitter. And please share and comment, and let me know what you guys think about what I'm saying. And love you. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.